I really feel like I'm just now like getting to a place where I'm like, we're good. We're in the clear. Hi guys, welcome back to another Real Talk series episode. Tonight, as you can see, we are going to be talking about singleness, embracing being single. And y'all, this was a struggle for me, so we are going to talk about my struggles and of course the tips and advice from my own personal experience tonight. So that's what we're doing tonight. I have some rosé instead. We switched it up. And of course I have some Skims on. Excuse me if I'm talking weird or funny. I do have Invisalign. They're not in right now, but my mouth is used to having them in, so I'm talking funny, I feel like. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Cheers to another series episode. I love this series so much, and thankfully I have had so much great feedback from people I didn't even expect watch my YouTube channel. So I thank you for the new subscribers. I love you guys. Thank you so much. For those returning, my family, I love you guys. Thank you for your support, and I just hope that the series just gets even more interesting, even more deep. And if you guys have any suggestions, please do not be shy and leave them in the comments for me. So yeah, let's get into it. So let's talk about embracing singleness. I've been single for about almost a year and a half, and I feel like the beginning was rough for myself in particular, and I feel like for the most part I feel like everyone has a hard time adjusting to singleness, and not really understanding how can I embrace that, like how am I able to move forward with being by myself after I've been with someone and I've, you know, given my all to someone and now I'm like by myself. For one, I would just suggest not having that mindset, because being by yourself is not as bad as it seems, in my opinion. If you would have told me this a year ago, I would have been like, bye. Because, you know, like, it's just, you know, like, when it's easier said than done when you're not going through those emotions. But being by yourself, once you've gotten past those emotions of hurt, pain, and anger, it gets better. So let me just start off on a positive note. Like, it gets better, y'all, I promise. And that's what I kept telling myself, that it's getting better, or it will get better. Like, this won't last forever. That's really the main thing I told myself. Like, this pain will not last forever. This anger I feel will not last forever, and it doesn't. If you're, of course, putting in the work to move forward for yourself and not that person, or, you know, or for revenge or whatever. So my own personal experience, let's talk about me. I would say I was single around, I started last April. When I became single last year in April, I think the overall experience it didn't really hit me right away, mainly because we were still in quarantine. I was still around family every single day. But when I moved into my own place, I think it really, like, reality hit. Like, okay, like, you really have to deal with these emotions now by yourself. Like, you can't have fun every night and, you know, watch movies with your parents every night, to not think about it. So when I moved by myself, it was really hard, y'all, like really hard. And I didn't really think it was gonna hit me like that. Like, I knew I was gonna be sad, I knew that, but I did not think it was, the emotions were gonna hit me like a car hit me, like literally. So, and a lot of times I felt really alone because, you know, my mom is my best friend, but her schedule is crazy. So, and of course I'm not expecting her to be by my side every single night and what have you. So like, I truly felt alone. I felt by myself, like I had to deal with all of that by myself. And it was really tough, and I feel like it took away the joy of me having my own place finally. Not 100%, but I feel like I tried to tell myself like, okay, Giovanna, like you're, you know, like just think about the positives, think how blessed you are. And it was still hard. So yeah, I think sometimes, like some nights I would, you know, like drink, or not drink excessively, but like, you know, oh, I'll have a drink here, like two drinks a night or something like that. And that's just not who I am. So like, I noticed it off rip, that I was trying to escape from those feelings and just wanting to go to sleep. And y'all, that is called depression. Like, if you didn't know, that is called depression. And thankfully for me, I caught myself and I was like, I gotta snap out of this. Like, this is not you. This is not who you are. You don't drink every single night, especially not 2 glasses a night or more, which, you know, if that's something that you do on the regular, that's your body, that's who you know, that's what you want to do. But personally, I knew for myself that that wasn't me. Like, I don't drink every single night. So I realized that I did pick up a habit of that, but it was a short-term habit. I wasn't doing it for long. I think it was like 4 weeks to 5 weeks, long enough. But I realized it, I stopped it, and I was like, all right, like I really have to get serious about healing. And you know, I began praying like, God, I need you to help me heal. I need you to help me heal. I need you to help me heal. I would say that, but I would still catch myself being bitter. I would still catch myself being angry, which those emotions do not go away overnight. Like, let me be the one to tell you the truth. Those feelings do not go away overnight at all. So yeah, I was going to church, but I wasn't, you know, being consistent. I was like making excuses. Like, and I stopped going to church for a while, y'all. Like, and I was like, oh, I'm just watching church online. And that just, for one, again, that wasn't me. I was on dating apps, like, I feel, in my opinion, too soon. Obviously, I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Like, I feel like I'm just now healing from my relationship. Yeah, I really feel like I'm just now like getting to a place where I'm like, we're good. We're in the clear. So yeah, I finally feel at peace about it. I finally feel like everything happens for a reason. Even through the rough months, like it was months, y'all. Like, I was like borderline, you know, in and out of depression from from like June all the way to November of last year. And that's a long time. Like, it's really long to be processing and dealing with negative emotions after a breakup or whatever, like moving forward. Long time, and I feel like a lot of people deal with those emotions maybe even longer. And my hat is off to you. I pray for you. It is not easy, especially if you're someone that's by yourself in another state without family. You live far from your family or supportive friends. But yeah, that was really hard for me. And I knew that at some point I had to embrace my singleness. I had to come into realization, like, Giovanna, you're single for a reason. You're by yourself for a reason. This season is for your good. Even though it didn't feel good, I knew that overall that it was for my good. And thankfully, like, of course, after I'm, you know, past that and past that rough, dark place that I was in, I definitely feel like it was for my good. Like, I thank God for that season. I thank God for getting me through that season, because there would be nights where I'm just like bawling my eyes out, like, please take the pain away, like on my knees crying. And it was just a lot. It was a lot. Like, I think my therapist says it like, heartbreak is like literally the act of someone stabbing you in your heart. Like, that's how it feels. And I feel like that's how I felt. So in dealing with those emotions, like having to go to work and, you know, put your big girl panties on and act like you're okay, and it was hard. But look, we back. But no, seriously, if you are going through those emotions, y'all, I am praying for you. I know that it is not easy. Like, it is not easy. There was times where I just was like, I don't know how I'm gonna heal. I don't know how I'm gonna get past this. I don't know, like, and I know a lot of you can relate to those feelings, and it is hard. It is hard. So if you are dealing with the heartbreak, if you are transitioning from, you know, being with someone, like living with someone, being with someone long term, thinking you're about to have a future with someone, and then, you know, you're now in this transition of being single and trying to see the bigger picture, but it's just too cloudy, it's too dark for you to see. I am praying for you. I love you. Know that you have my support in every way. So yeah, I'm telling y'all briefly about my whole situation last year, but I wanted to talk about my struggles. What did I struggle with the most with embracing singleness? Well, one, I was struggling with actually embracing it. I knew I wanted more, and so like I had already prepared myself to be single, but I feel like it's hard to embrace it. Like, you see, you know, like especially with social media right now, like seeing people happily in a relationship, or as it seems that they're happy. You seeing that, you know, being around family members and just truly trying to embrace it was hard for me. And I think that's for everyone. And I realized, and I was telling my mom, I'm like, I don't want to be that person that's like hopping from one relationship to the next. Like, I knew I wanted to be by myself for a while and to truly learn about myself in a way that you can't really learn much about yourself. Not you can't, but not in a way like when you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. Like, that person isn't technically a distraction, but when you're with someone, your focus isn't 100% on you and your growth, unless that's the understanding from day one. And I feel like most relationships aren't that. Like, I feel like we pour so much into our partner, and kind of like drift away from pouring into ourselves consistently just as much as them. So I knew that being single was going to be for my benefit. I knew that in the back of my mind, but it didn't feel like I was ready to receive it. Like, I knew that, but I didn't really feel like I was there mentally. So that was a struggle to actually embracing it. And dating too soon. I feel like, I mean, I really wasn't dating, but like on dating apps, I think I definitely did that too soon. And I say that because, one, you're comparing people to your ex, not healthy. Two, you're just not giving yourself the space to heal, or like you're nitpicking at every person's imperfections and saying, oh well, this is how this person was with me, or, you know, you're just not healed. Like, ultimately you're not healed. You're not in a space to be really whole and ready for someone new. So that was my struggle with getting on dating apps too soon. Like, I personally felt it was too soon for me. I think I got on dating apps like maybe 3 months or 4 months after being single. And that was because people were encouraging me to, and I'm just like, all right, well, maybe I am ready. And then I go out there and you're like, I'm not ready. Like, this is a joke. Like, this is what the dating life is like. Wow, this is just not what I expected. And you're just like, I'm not ready for it. So that was me. Another struggle I would say was what I call double backing. I feel like me and my ex were talking on and off through the phase of being apart, and you know, we're both single. I feel like that was a huge negative on my part. For me, like, I felt like it negatively made things worse, because for one, I was angry. For two, I had pain that was, you know, clearly not dealt with. So like, you know, I'm still like doing what I call the blame game. That's another struggle, the blame game. That's not healthy. That's not gonna help you move forward. And like my therapist told me, like, you cannot heal in the same place that you were hurt. So if you are double backing, what I call, I would just say and suggest taking a step back and blocking that person until you feel completely healed. And you never know. I think we'll talk about this in a few. Which the question I was gonna say was, well, how do you know if you're healed? You're fully healed. I personally feel like I knew that I was healed from the situation when I finally accepted where I am with that person, what, you know, and was grateful for the experiences with that person, and like finally not being so angry, not being bitter, and finally just accept. Like, a place of acceptance is, in my opinion, healing. You've accepted where you guys are. You've accepted and appreciated the experiences that relation, you know, brought you, and whether if it's lessons or you know, exposure to newer things and stuff like that. Like, truly just being appreciative what the lessons were, you know, what blessings that person actually brought to your life, and happiness that person actually brought to your life. Just being grateful altogether and appreciative, and then like saying, okay, we're here, this is where we're at, like, where do I go from here? And I feel like that's when I knew I was healed, because I finally was like, this is where I am with this person. I'm grateful for what we've experienced together, and the lessons, and you know, the happy moments and the memories together. Like, I'm grateful for it. It's made me who I am. Where can I, like, how can I move forward from this place? So if you're ever wondering, how do I know if I'm healed? That's that. What else? My other struggle was doubting that I would ever heal, that I would ever forgive completely and wholeheartedly. That was a huge struggle for me, because I'm just like, it would be days where I'm like, Mom, I don't know if I can get past this. I don't know if I can forgive this person. I don't know if I can, you know, like, if I'm ever gonna meet the right person because I haven't let go of this, like, or if I'm ever going to move forward in general, if I don't forgive completely. And I knew in my heart that that's what I wanted to do, forgive wholeheartedly, regardless if him and I actually got back together, we just went our separate ways. I knew deep down in my heart, I knew I had to forgive. It's just a principle and value for me, because I know, like, you can't be blessed with anything that you, like, your heart's desires, if you haven't forgiven, if you haven't let go of the past. So I knew deep down I needed to forgive, I needed to heal, because who wants to move forward with someone new or get back in a relationship with all this pain and anger and bitterness and resentment ew, it's ugly traits. So I knew that that had to be behind me in order to move forward. So moving forward into my tips for y'all. I would just, my number one tip altogether off rip is to seek God for healing and to help you forgive. I would also suggest getting a journal and journaling your feelings every single day. I feel like I also didn't write this down, but it came to my mind and I just need to tell you. Talking about your emotions with people and how this person did you, and how you're so upset, and like just replaying the same scenario and the same hurt over and over and over to the next person hurts you. I did that for months, y'all, for months. And even in therapy, I go to therapy. I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I go to therapy. And even in therapy, my therapist was like, you have to shift the narrative. Like, you have to stop this. Well, they did this, they did that scenario or narrative, because it's only triggering you in a negative way. And so I started to think about, like, how can I talk about this in a positive way? How can I talk about my pain and my anger and my hurt in a positive way? For one, stop talking about it. If it's not in a safe place like in therapy or you know, in a journal, like, it does not do you any justice talking about it to your friends over and over and over and over, family members over and over and over and over, because for one, they're going to be on your side. Whatever that story may be, they're going to be on your side. They're egging you on, and it's just negative energy, and it doesn't help you move forward. So I would just suggest shifting the narrative, journaling, and if you are in therapy, ask them, how can I shift the narrative in my mind? How can I mentally go from this situation negatively hurt me to I'm grateful for the lessons that this situation has taught me, and I know, you know, the lessons. I know what I need to take from it and what I don't, what I need to bury and move forward. So shift your narrative, get a journal, and seek God for healing and to help you forgive wholeheartedly. You don't want to miss out on your blessings, y'all, because you're holding on to that pain. I'm telling you, it was such a struggle for me, such a struggle. So another tip I would say is to write down what the relationship taught you within yourself. Not what, of course, you know, you talk about like, well, I don't want this, that, and the third, and the next person I'm with. You don't want to talk about that. That's negative. But like really just brainstorming, what did this relationship teach me about myself? Like, how can I communicate better? How can I, like, really just digging deep, and was like being honest with yourself that you're not perfect either in a relationship. Like, you're not perfect in a relationship. The other person isn't perfect. So instead of harboring on what the person did to you, write down the lessons that, and the growth, like what areas of growth can you do within yourself before moving forward into your in your dating life. And also writing down what you can get better at in the next relationship. And guys, please, if you hear my neighbor, I'm sorry. And oh, this is a good one. I would just suggest blocking the person, blocking them on the phone, blocking them on social media, blocking their family members, blocking everyone, because lurking on their social media is not gonna help you move on. It's not gonna help you. I can tell you it's not gonna help. Yeah, so block them, and I wouldn't feel bad for blocking them, because You're doing it for yourself, not because you're bitter. I feel like people will be like, well, if I block them, they think they won or they think I'm upset. No, you do not need to be looking at their page every time you get lonely, because for one, that's not gonna help you move forward, and two, it's toxic. If you know, like, cause you're like, oh, like, let me see what they doing, like, who they with. It's just too much. It's too much. Like, it's not helping you move forward. So block them, their family, friends, whatever you need to do, block them to avoid the lurking. And last but not least, I would just say the main tip of them all is just take time and space to heal. Singleness for me has been healing for sure. And I'm very, like, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all, I am so grateful for my singleness. Like, so grateful for it. You know, I'm feeling this now in this video, just talking it out. I am grateful because I have learned so much about myself in ways I've never imagined. I never saw myself in this position that I'm in, being alone. And I am content. When I come home, y'all, I am content, okay? I am happy that I am home in my space, in my quiet. But no, seriously. Overall, I am very grateful for my singleness. Not wishing singleness on anyone, but if you feel like that's where you should go, whatever situation you're in, I say do it. If you feel it in your bones, you feel it in your body, you feel it in your gut, that's what you're supposed to be doing. So listen to your intuition. But I'm very grateful because, like I said, I've learned so much about myself. I've grown. Grown is an understatement. Like, I feel like I'm 35 in the head. Like, I feel like these last 14 months has been, I've grown financially, like, as far as in intelligence. I've grown, like, mentally within my finances, being alone, like, what are my main priorities? What do I want out of life? I've learned, honestly, I've learned to be confident within myself, like to stop guessing myself, and also to not wait on a partner to support you or want your partner. Like, of course you want your partner to support you, but it's like, if you're in a relationship and you feel like your partner could support you more, don't dumb down yourself because they're not doing so. Like, keep going, keep doing what you're supposed to do, and go hard, y'all. Go hard. I feel like I went hard with myself, like, when I got single. I think through the hardest times, the hardest few months, I wrote, like, I started and finished my 3rd book and published it myself within a month. So you can do anything once you accept where you are. So I'm very grateful for my singleness. I have shifted my thoughts to positive thoughts, and I'm just genuinely preparing myself for what's next for me. And that's all you can do. Prepare yourself, spend time with yourself, just genuinely love you. And I feel like in my last relationship, and I would say that I struggled with my self-worth. Like, let me not even say that. I would just say, I think my relationship taught me that, for one, I had no boundaries. Boundaries are key in all areas of life. Work, friends, family, relationships. Boundaries are key. Boundaries are key. Boundaries are key. Boundaries are key. I didn't have boundaries. I didn't have boundaries. I didn't have in my opinion, I didn't have 100% self-worth. I didn't have standards. I didn't have a needs and a wants list or non-negotiable list. I feel like once I got single, I was like, okay, like, you have the space to write down what do you want. You have space to write down what are your needs. What do you need in a relationship? Now that you've, now that you have experienced a relationship, a long-term one at that, you have time and the space to write down your non-negotiables. What are your non-negotiables? Like, you have that space to truly figure out truly figure out what do you want out of a partner, what do you want out of a relationship, what are your expectations of this person that you're looking to pursue, and what are your limits. I feel like limits is key, and that also goes with boundaries. I'm one of those people that pours into people, and for a long time, even till this day, I feel like I still pour more than I feel like I get in return, and that's because I lack boundaries. If you are someone like me that lacks boundaries, I pray that you truly get in realization with yourself and start to set those boundaries. And y'all, I would like to say that boundaries are not easy setting. They're not easy setting firm on. So if anyone has ever told you that it's easy to have boundaries, that it's easy to say no, it's not. It's not easy to be consistent with your boundaries and stand firm. And I feel like that has been one of my downfalls, but hey, we're not perfect. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this Real Talk series episode on singleness. Please embrace, if you are single, please embrace it. I was watching Michael's Hot a few days ago, actually, on Instagram, and he was like, this is something that I already knew, but like, whatever season you're in, embrace it, walk in it confidently, and give it your all. And I feel like God blesses you the most when you truly embrace it. And I wouldn't say he blesses you the most. I feel like, in my personal experience, God really moves when you finally become like, okay, I'm here, this is where I'm at, I'm grateful for what I have, I'm grateful for where God is taking me and what he's doing in me. I'm grateful. Just a spirit, once you get to the spirit of gratitude and just truly like an acceptance of where you are, God starts to shift things. He starts to move. He starts to present you with new people. He starts to, make these blessings manifest into your life. And so I just hope that you guys truly, that are single, if you are single, truly embrace it. Really love yourself, really figure out who you are, spend time with yourself. And for me, like, I went to dinner by myself, I took myself to the movies, I took myself to, the nail salon, whatever. Like, I just started spending time with myself, started journaling wherever I was at, and praying and asking God, what do you have for me? Who is the person that you have for me? Who are you preparing me for? What is it within me that needs to shift before the right person comes into my life? And so that's just what I did. I bring my journal just about anywhere, so I suggest that you do that as well, and just start to truly journal your process. Every day will not be easy when you're shifting from being with someone every single day, talking to someone every single day, to now no longer having communication, no longer seeing them, no longer feeling them. It's hard. It's not easy. But just know that you have my support, your family, Giovanna. I love you guys so much. Thank you, of course, for watching, subscribing, staying tuned. I have so many more episodes to come, and I just truly hope that these real talk series episodes are blessing you in a way that I personally couldn't have prayed or imagined for God to bless you. I love you guys so much. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and stop this video and press subscribe. Have a great rest of your week. If you are single, I love you. I'm praying for you. If you're in a relationship, I pray that you continue to give your best, and also, you know, embrace where you are in that relationship. If you feel like God is leading you to walk away, I suggest praying harder for that true confirmation. But do not deny your intuition. Do not deny it. Listen to yourself. You know. Everyone knows. You know. Your gut knows. Your gut tells you everything. Listen to it. And if you are flourishing in your relationship, I love y'all. I'm so proud. God, you know, okay. Before I end, I read something yesterday that said, sometimes, you know, obviously some relationships hurt you, and you need healing from them. But also, like, God restores you in your singleness, of course, but he also heals you within other, like, new relationships and new people. So if you're single, I just pray that you embrace it, make the best out of it, enjoy your singleness, love yourself, travel, truly enjoy not being with someone in a way that distracts you from your ultimate goals. Embrace it. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I love you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Leave me some comments, y'all. I love it when I get feedback, and it seems to go that you guys really enjoyed my first video, even if you don't have a YouTube channel. I told y'all some of y'all would like it even though you don't even have a YouTube channel or even thought about making one.